Christmas is just around the corner and you're already stressed out? Don't worry. I will tell you my 5 rules for having a less stressful Christmas. Hi, I'm Coco, and a few years ago I became a member of the Zero Waste movement. I read a book called Zero Waste Home by Bea Johnson, and in that book she talks about the 5 golden rules of the Zero Waste movement. I tried to apply these to my everyday normal life, and I found out that they basically make every situation less stressful, including Christmas. Let me tell you about them real quick. The 5 golden rules of the Zero Waste movement are refuse, reduce, reuse, repair, and rot. And while I know that especially the last one sounds weird concerning Christmas, let me explain. Rule number 1, refuse. Refuse to give everybody you have ever met in your life a present for Christmas, just because social norm says you have to do that. A lot about Christmas is gift giving. Yes, and I'm not against gift giving per se. I am against giving everybody something just because somehow it has become a thing over the last few years. I think actually that is another form of overconsumption. It is something that society says, and with society in this case, I think I mean big corporations and marketing tells you you have to give everybody a gift for present, otherwise they don't know that you appreciate them. And that is not true. If you appreciate somebody, tell them. For example, the teachers of your kids. If you think they're doing a good job, tell them. Say thank you for being a good teacher. They appreciate that. I have friends who are teachers. I'm very sure just telling them thank you is very much appreciated. You don't have to give them a gift. Also the same with colleagues. You might have a lot of colleagues in the office. You don't have to give all of them a present for Christmas. No. Why? Why is that a thing nowadays? Refuse to do that. All of these small things that you give out to the teachers or to the colleagues, they're mostly small trinkets. Nothing big, nothing heartfelt, because you mostly don't know the people very well. So what you give them is mostly just a way of saying, hey, here, I follow the social norm. I give you a present because it's what we all do. But these small presents very often end up in the garbage because the other people don't really need them, and it's nothing important. I have heard that gift giving is a love language, and that's fair. If you love gift giving, if it's your thing, do whatever you feel you want to do, but don't feel like you have to do it. And by the way, if you're talking about a love language, I mean, you don't love the teachers of your kids and you don't love your colleagues. Therefore, why would it be part of your love language? Refuse to give everybody a small present. It will just cost you a lot of money, and I dare say most of the people will not appreciate what you give them anyways. I know that sounds harsh, I know, but I also think it's true. Focus on the people that are most important to you, give them gifts, and refuse to give the rest of the people a gift. Rule number 2, reduce the amounts of gifts you're giving. So let's say you're only focusing on the people that are most important in your life, be it your family, your friends, your partner, whoever it is. Reduce the amount of presents you give them. How many presents you give them has nothing to do with how deeply you feel about them. One very well thought through and one very heartfelt gift can be so much more important than 100 just la-di-da presents. Let me tell you a story about that. When I was a kid, my parents did not have a lot of money. Now I have 3 siblings, a brother and 2 sisters, and in general, when we were smaller, we did not get many presents, and very often they were second-hand. Did we care about that? No, not at all. And I remember more the tree, the Christmas tree. I remember the real candles we still had at that time in the tree. I remember that our parents sang songs with us. Well, my mom did mostly. So I remember how nice and cozy and warm it was in the living room when we had that Christmas. I don't think I ever felt like I didn't get enough presents. Not at all. Later, it's interesting because later my dad got a better job and suddenly we had a lot of money. And that also means we got all the presents that my parents wanted to give us earlier, but couldn't because they couldn't afford it. Now they could afford it, and oh boy, did we get a lot of presents. You know Barbie? You know the Barbie dolls? Beforehand, we had played with the Barbie dolls. We had Barbie dolls. We didn't have like a Barbie dream house or something like that. So what we would do is we would take bookshelves, you know, with the little compartments, and we would decorate these little compartments of the shelves as rooms for the dolls. So I would take, for example, music cassettes. Nobody knows them anymore, but we had these little stacks of music cassettes that we put a little bit of cloth over that, a napkin or something, and then that would be a bed or a chest of drawers or something. And I remember that very, very fondly. Then my parents suddenly had money, and I really appreciate what they wanted to do, but they gave us everything they couldn't give us beforehand. Not a whole Barbie dream house, but they gave us, like, I remember a Barbie whirlpool. I remember a Barbie grocery store. I remember a Barbie horses. Like the whole shebang. To be honest, we were quite overwhelmed with all of these presents. We did play with them, yes, for a while, and then we didn't. And I remember that I thought, it was so nice just decorating the bookshelves with things. Now, that was something that, you know, took creativity. I had to find objects that would fit the shape of the furniture that I wanted to create. It was creative, and then suddenly we had everything and we didn't need to create anything more, and I don't think we appreciated it so much. Even if my dad had not gotten that better job and we had not gotten all of these Barbie stuff, we would have been just as happy. So yeah, reduce the amount of presents. Try to find something that somebody will really appreciate and leave the rest. Rule number 3, reuse. Now, especially if you are in the zero waste movement, but even if you're not, you have to be aware of the huge amounts of trash that are produced over Christmas because of all the presents, because of all the boxes that are shipped with Amazon, because of all the gift wrapping paper, because of all the gift ribbons. And they're basically on the presents for 5 seconds and then they are thrown into the trash. And that drives me nuts, to say the least. Why don't we just reuse the gift wrapping? And obviously that's not possible with the wrapping paper, but what about gift bags? I have a whole box with gift bags that I got over the years, and I keep them and I reuse them. So somebody that gets a present from me will probably get it in one of these gift bags. For example, this beautiful one with still the gift ribbon here, or this one. I mean, they're so beautiful. Why wouldn't you reuse them? I would encourage you to get away from the single-use gift wrapping paper and consider to get these gift bags. And then please reuse them. Do not just use them once. Please keep them and reuse them. And it's not just that you drastically reduce the trash that you produce over Christmas. You also save yourself some stress because you don't actually have to wrap all the gifts. You take a gift bag, you open the gift bag, you put the present into the gift bag, and it's done. And you don't need to do anything else. So yeah, I'm all in favor of reusing gift bags. Rule number 4, recycle. Obviously, in general, we should always recycle, especially over Christmas. But I also think it's a good idea and a nice gesture to think about what you're giving and how it is recycled later. What I mean by that is, if you give a gift, think about the fact that the person you give that gift to eventually at some point will have to get rid of it. That is not because they don't like it, it's just a fact. At some point, these things will end up in the trash. That is just a given thing. So I think personally it is a good idea to think about when you buy something, can that be recycled later or not? I personally feel very stressed when I get a gift and I know that it's not recyclable. And for other people, that might be a concern as well. Oh, some people might not think about that too much, but I think especially here in Germany, we do think a lot about recycling and it is a concern. So keep that in mind. In this case, maybe it's not less stress for yourself, but it's maybe less stress for the person you give the gift to. And well, that should also be something we think about. Rule number 5, rot. Now, I know that in the zero waste movement that makes sense because anything that cannot be refused, reduced, reused or recycled has to rot, basically. Now, in terms of Christmas, I have decided that rot just means repeat over time. At first, it might be difficult to refuse to give certain people in your life a gift because you think you have to. You have to stay strong. Just try it once and see how it goes. I don't give any of my colleagues something for Christmas and nobody has ever complained about it. You think, oh my God, they will complain. They don't. No, you don't have to do that. I also reduced drastically the amount of people in my family that I give gifts to. That has been something we all agreed on. It's not just me who decided that. But I have 3 siblings. I have 2 brothers-in-law and a sister-in-law. I have 5 nieces and a nephew. I still have my parents, thank goodness. So that's a lot of people. And that is too many people. And plus, most of them are grown-ups and can buy whatever they want themselves. I don't know always what they want. They don't know always what I want. So it's just, we decided at some point, let's not give gifts to each other. It's a lot less stressful. So I don't have to worry about like 15, 16 gifts. I have to worry about a handful of gifts. And then I also decided that I'm not gonna like wrap them individually anymore. I use my gift bag, so I don't have to worry about wrapping. That all takes out a lot of stress. But at first, it might be weird. So repeat over time and you'll get better at it. And Christmas might be in a few years what it's supposed to be, a calm and relaxing time with your family and friends. In Germany, we call the 4 weeks before Christmas Advent, and specifically in Bavaria, we also call it die Stadezeit. That means the quiet time. It's a time when you're supposed to relax from the hustle and bustle of summer, from the busyness of summer. In winter, you're supposed to have more time to spend with your family and not stress about the upcoming event on the 24th and 25th of December. I really hope that these 5 rules of the zero waste movement can help you reduce the stress around Christmas as well. It helped me. It definitely helped me, and I hope it can help you as well. Just try it. See how it goes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this video. I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me one of these, or comment, or subscribe to my channel. I would personally appreciate it very, very much. Now, there's not a lot of time left until the end of the year, and I will probably throw in 1 or 2 more videos, and I would like to know what you would like to see. Cooking videos? I feel like cooking again. I have kind of missed cooking over the last few months. So if you would like a very traditional meal prepping cooking video of some kind, let me know. If you would like to see something else, also let me know. I'm always happy to get suggestions. All right, thanks again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.